do this. Hey YouTube fam, welcome. If you're new here, I'm Happy Anna, and today's video is going to be a Q&A. I was actually researching my own YouTube channel last night, and I discovered that it's actually my 4-year YouTube-versary. It's been 4 years since I first uploaded my very first cringe-worthy hair tutorials, and I thought this would be kind of like a fun video to introduce myself, answer some questions you all might have. I know I've received quite a few new subscribers. Thank you, hi! I'm really excited to just kind of go over some different things that maybe you've been pondering about me. But I do have a disclaimer, I am kind of not that interesting. I wrote down different questions about myself you might want to know, and I wrote down a couple of random fun facts about myself, but you know, watch at your own risk. I have got my notebook here full of all of my different questions, and I'm very old-fashioned when it comes down to writing things down. I need a pencil or a pen in my hand with a physical notebook or planner because I don't know why, I can't come to like the digital age where you put everything into your phone. You put it on your calendar and you share your calendar with like your spouse, your loved ones, and you all just like are connected. I don't know, I can't do it. I just feel weird doing that. So I write everything down into notebooks. And I've also got my hot tea here. I feel like any cozy chit chat cannot happen without a hot, yummy beverage. So if you want, you can pause the video right now and go get your own hot beverage of choice. And then we can get into it. Question number 1. What religion are you? This is not exactly complicated, but it's a little bit complicated. I am not in any kind of like denomination or anything like that. I'm actually just a born-again, Bible-believing Christian, and I try to live for Christ to the best of my ability, and I try to show the love of Christ to others around me, and I just kind of go off, you know, basic Bible principles, like I don't cut my hair, I don't wear pants, I don't wear makeup, I don't have earrings, I don't tattoo my body. It's just the revelation that I feel that the Lord has given to me personally. It's not like a bunch of rules that I'm just like, ugh, I have to do all this stuff because this church told me to, or this person told me to, or whatever. I actually literally just feel like the Lord has revealed that to me, and I'm just trying to show him that I love him by being obedient to his commandments. And yeah, so basically, I am just a Christian that believes the Bible. Question number 2. What is your ethnicity? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word right. So this is also another sort of almost kind of complicated thing. I don't even know how to kind of break this down. I am 75% Hispanic. That's kind of hard to explain. So my dad, his mom was born in Mexico, his grandma was born in Mexico. She came over to the United States and she married a Caucasian male. That sounds so awkward. Okay, so she married a white guy. And then, ta-da, there's my dad. He was like a miracle child. And yeah, so he's like half. So then on my mom's side, my grandma's family came over from Mexico before she was born. She was born in Montana, I believe. And then she ended up having my mom with another Hispanic man. So my mom is, I guess, full-blooded Hispanic or Latin or whatever you want to say, but was not ever raised like going back and forth to like Mexico. And then there's like my dad's family. My dad is half Hispanic, but he, you know, was very immersed into like the Mexican culture, which I feel like I kind of have lost, and I'm a little bit sad about that. I don't speak Spanish, even though my name is Feliciana Esperanza. Yeah, I don't speak any Spanish. I can cook a little bit of like Mexican food, and it's tasty. I can make tortillas and beans and stuff like that, but I don't really have a ton of the Mexican culture in my life, which I feel like is kind of a loss. Like, I think it's actually sad. So I would actually like to get to know more about my culture and heritage, just because I think it's cool, and I feel like, you know, we can't always forget where we came from. I feel like it's important, and it, you know, biologically in my DNA, like that's where I come from, so I would like to know more about it. So I actually started an Ancestry.com thing like several years ago, and I got as far back as the great-grandparents coming in from Mexico, but then you have to like upgrade and pay a bunch more money. But it was kind of interesting to see my family up to that point, and I would definitely like to know more. Back to the question, I've trailed off. I'm a rabbit trailer. What is your ethnicity? I am mostly Hispanic. Something kind of funny that has to do with my ethnicity is that people always are asking me, are you East Indian? Are you Native American? Are you Pakistani? Are you from Arabia? Are you Egyptian? And, like, it cracks me up because pretty much nobody suspects that I'm like mostly Hispanic, Mexican, whatever you want to call it. Latin, I don't know. But I just think it's kind of hilarious. Like when people come up to me and start speaking different languages and I'm like, I don't even speak Spanish, so I literally have no idea what you're saying. So yeah, that's kind of funny. Question number 3. Why do you only drink tea? Well, let me tell you. When I was a kid growing up, my grandma always gave us like kind of watered down tea with lots of extra creamer. And as I got older, I remember one time I even had put like a ton, like way too much of instant coffee into a cup, and it like gave me like heart palpitations, like it was horrifying. But that didn't stop me. Like as a kid and a young like teenager, I still drank coffee, like sort of, kind of, occasionally, like it was fine. But then flash backwards to like, I don't know, when I first got married, so like 12 years ago, 12 and a half years ago, I don't know, however long it's been. I remember I went through a Starbucks drive-thru with a friend and I ordered some kind of like Christmassy drink and it had like nutmeg on it, blah, blah, blah. And I actually love nutmeg. But at the time, I just ordered a latte or whatever it was and I started drinking it and that thing made me so sick. Like I never vomited from it, but it made me feel horrible. It gave me a horrible headache. It gave me a stomach ache. It was terrible. It was awful. And then I think I had coffee like maybe 2 more times after that, and every time I drank it, it made me feel terrible. Not to mention that coffee, in my opinion, gives you really terrible breath. And I'm a person who cannot handle talking about bad breath or thinking about bad breath. And coffee breath is like one of the worst things in my opinion. Like I'm just like, ugh, no, I don't even know I'm talking about this right now. I'm gonna just try to forget that. So basically what I've learned about my own body is that coffee makes me really sick and I don't like it and I don't like the feeling of being sick. And I feel like the bad definitely outweighs the good in the coffee category for me. I never got any kind of good feelings out of drinking coffee as a younger person. I don't know, and I kind of got like annoyed by like the coffee culture that people are like, oh, I gotta have my coffee before I can be friendly. Like it's horrible. I hate it. I hate how like addicted people get to it. It's just weird. But on the other hand, I feel like coffee's like so American and like patriotic and, you know, dump the tea. And I'm just like, you know, I feel like coffee's just not worth it to me. It makes me sick. So I'm not coming against you coffee lovers. You're entitled to do what you love. You know, maybe you're sipping some coffee right now. That's great. If you want to do that, you do that. But for me, I don't do coffee ever. Like, I'm not even tempted ever. Alright, y'all, I did not mean for this to become some kind of coffee rant, but as you can see from the previous clip, I don't like coffee at all. It makes me feel sick. So in turn, I started going towards the way of tea, and I love it. It's so calming and soothing. It's very aromatic. It just makes my stress levels instantly go down when I can sip a hot cup of tea. And I will drink like between 2 and 4 cups of tea every single day. I have several favorite types of tea because I'm a little bit of a tea snob, but I'm hoping to make a tea video here in the near future, so definitely look out for that. But that is why I love tea so much. It's just a wonderful alternative, I think, to coffee. Why are you into hair? Okay, so this is another kind of funny story, and I guess it's kind of just like how everybody progresses and changes. Like, you're not the same person you were 10, 15, 20 years ago. And when I was a child, I had some pretty crazy hair. It's kind of funny because my husband actually thought, like, even now we'll go back in his memory banks and be like, you had like the frizziest hair like I've ever seen, which I think is hilarious because I don't remember it being like that frizzy, but I did always brush it out when it was dry. Also, something kind of interesting is that my hair really didn't grow until I had my second baby, which is another video I'll have to make sometime. It's kind of like my hair testimony of how the Lord actually allowed my hair to start growing at that time, but that is for another time. Yes, I had short hair. I always had like a slicked back, tight onion style ponytail all the time when I could start combing my own hair. And I was not really into hair at all, like for several years. And then I became like a teenager and still didn't really care. And then I was like 15-ish. And I think maybe you've established this already, but I've known my husband like my whole life. So when we first started like kind of becoming interested in each other, I kind of wanted to take better care of my hair so I could be like cute way. I just started doing really basic stuff. I did a lot of like the hairstyles where it looks like it's like dripping wet, like, I don't know. The early 2000s was a weird place. So yeah, I just kind of slowly just honestly just started trying to like impress my boyfriend. We started dating at 16, and I moved to a different place where there was a lot more like youth girls my age, and they all had super cute hairstyles and like did all this fun stuff. So I started kind of learning a little bit more then, but it was not ever like a huge deal to me. I wouldn't go out in public like a frizzy mess like I would have, you know, a few years back, but I definitely started trying to do just a little bit more, but not like overboard. Like I still didn't really care. I did some basic bun styles and things like that. And then as time progressed, I moved to another state and I met this really cool person, and she loved doing hair, and she had kind of flipped through a bridal magazine once and showed me these different hairstyles. And I was like, you know what? I could actually do this. Like, my hair's not super long, but I could actually try some of these styles and kind of just mix it up, because I'm more of the person that likes to do different hairstyles every day, except when I'm home and cleaning. Like, I usually just put it in a bun. But anyways, I started just experimenting, and it was about that time that I really got into hair. Like, when I had my first son, I was like, I think 19, 20, when I actually started getting into hairstyles, and I just really learned that I enjoyed it. I enjoyed learning new techniques and trying out new things every day. I thought it was fun, and as my hair started to grow, I just had to learn more and more ways to keep up with it. And then people started asking me to do their hair for church and stuff. So I don't know, I just love it now. I'm hoping, you know, that my content will eventually help a lot of people with long hair, because I kind of have been in that spot where your hair's growing and you don't know what to do. It's hard to find YouTube videos on it. So that's, you know, another one of the reasons I started this whole YouTube thing. So yes, that's when I started getting into hair, when I was like 20. Number 5, why do you like organizing so much? Okay, so I love to organize things because it actually puts me into a very calm mood. It's very soothing to me, as crazy as that sounds, to just organize something. I get actually a lot of fulfillment to see what I can do with a cupboard or a closet and see the change I can make in 15 or 20 minutes. It just is something I really actually genuinely enjoy, is organizing. And it also gives me a lot more free time. If everything in my life is kind of organized, then it's not going to be all over the floor or all over the countertops or something. Like, I'm going to be saving so much time if everything's organized and it just gets put back into the right place, because it's easy to put back into the right place. So yeah, that's basically why I like to organize. Number 6, why do you love thrifting? Some of my all-time best favorite memories are going to the Goodwill with my grandma, and she would let me pick out like a shirt or a toy or book. I love to read, so yeah, it's associated with really good memories for me. And as I grew up, I started kind of researching more about fast fashion and kind of like all these huge companies just literally trying to shove their material items down our throats. And I realized like I can kind of disconnect from all of that, and I can help the environment even if I am just thrifting. Like, I literally hate going into normal brick and mortar stores now. I hate going into the mall. I am so spoiled by thrift shops, like by the prices and how everything's like color coordinated. Like, I need a white shirt, so I'm gonna go to the size smalls and look at the white shirts, and then I'm probably most likely gonna find something there, and it's only gonna cost $60. For me, thrifting is like a nostalgia type thing, but it's also like, I feel like I'm actually making a difference, even if it's a small one. There's not so much fast fashion coming through my door, or, you know, I'm kind of helping the environment, even if it's just a tiny little bit, by reusing something that was just gonna end up in a landfill. And plus, it's like a treasure hunt every time. Like, you don't know what you're gonna find. But if you go in with like a list of things that you want, you're probably gonna find something off that list, and it's just so much fun, and I love it. I love giving new life to old things that have already had lives lived. I just love it. I love thrifting. Why are you interested in minimalism? Right off the bat, can say I'm not a full-blown minimalist, and I know that, I realize that. I still have a lot of items and inventory in my home. But I'm interested in a more minimalistic lifestyle for several different reasons. We were not super wealthy growing up, but I did grow up in the age that was kind of like getting us all ready for fast fashion. And I guess that I just grew up with, you know, commercials and ads trying to shove all their materialistic goods down my throat. And as I grew up, I realized like I didn't want to be a part of that. Minimalism really cuts down on you know, bringing into your home like fast fashion type things, or plastic toys that are just gonna go, you know, your kid's gonna play with it for 5 minutes and then it's gonna go in a landfill and it's gonna be there for like 1,000 years. I feel like the more we can cut down on things like that in our home, the happier overall like my mental health will be. So I feel a lot more free not being tied down to materialistic things. I tried to just limit what is coming into the home, and I just have more peace of mind just having less stuff. Like less stuff means more time, more money. It's just overall trying to practice a minimalist lifestyle is so worth it to me, even if you don't have, you know, one chair and no bed or something like that, like extreme minimalism. If you're just getting rid of the things you don't use and not buying more stuff of the things you don't use, I feel like it can make a huge impact. And I feel like I'm not an environmentalist or something, but I do believe the Lord gave us this earth and we should treat it as best as we can. And we're constantly buying one-time use things and it's ending up in a landfill and not disappearing for thousands of years, I feel like that's not being very responsible. And I think we all kind of owe it to ourselves and even to God to kind of just, you know, put a magnifying glass over our life and just kind of go over different things. Obviously, like, we're not zero waste or something like that. I still have a long way to become more minimalistic. I feel like even little differences can go a long way. And I can even teach my kids that, you know, if time's to go on, I can teach my kids, like, they don't need a throwaway straw. They don't need all these little plastic McDonald's toys and things like that. And I'm not saying like deny my children of all happiness or something like that. Like, they have toys, don't get me wrong. But I don't believe that we need so much stuff. I feel like it crowds our mental space and it's stressful. Like, you walk into a room and there's stuff everywhere. It can be so stressful. So yes, that's kind of why I was interested in getting into minimalism, and I am still working on it. Just kind of get it down to things we're actually using in our lives and not just be like a storage facility for things that we bought on a whim. This next question is, where are you from? I feel like this is gonna have a very simple, short answer, but I am from Colorado. I love the mountains. It is like, Colorado has got my heart still. I love Colorado. I love to just go visit and hang out. There's like so much hiking and fishing and outdoors life there, and I love it and I miss it terribly. But I'm very thankful to God for Him bringing us where we are now, which brings me to the next question: where do you live and why? I'm currently living in a very flat part of Ohio, and we actually moved here because we had been praying about moving, basically. The Lord had kind of been directing us that we were supposed to move, and when we started praying, He was like, go to Ohio. And we were like, okay, Lord. So we're here now, and it has been some of the best years of my life. It feels so great to know that you're in the perfect will of the Lord. And when you have a very important question like that on your heart, like, where do we need to be in your plan, Lord? Like, when He answers that, it gives you so much peace and so much fulfillment. Like, I feel like there's just nothing like it when the Lord really gives you an answer and gives you His perfect will, like the plan of His perfect will. So I'm very happy here in Ohio. It's so conservative compared to other places I've lived, which I like. I really enjoy. And yeah, the people here are so friendly, and I love Ohio, even though there's no mountains really. Yeah, there's no mountains. Like, let's not pretend. Hocking Hills is like, it's hills, guys. But you know what? It's not Colorado, and I can't expect it to be like Colorado. And, you know, I feel like the trade out is worth it. Like, we've got peace of mind from the Lord where we're supposed to be. We're happy here. We have friends like we have never known friends before that have become family to us. So yes, I am very, very thankful that the Lord brought us here and that we are here and we are happy and we are thriving. So that's the answer to that question. Okay, so I'm kind of losing track of like numbers of questions, but this is another question that I thought maybe you all want to know, but how often do you wash your hair? So my hair actually looks a little bit greasy right now because I haven't washed my hair in like 5 days. But typically, now that I've learned a lot more about scalp health and hair health, I don't wash my hair like more than once a week now. You might be thinking like, oh, that is really gross, your scalp probably smells, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it does start to smell weird, like with your natural oils and things. Like if I got sweaty and stuff, like I would wash it, but I don't really get sweaty because I don't really work out or anything like that currently. But anyways, yes, I only wash it like once a week max, and it has done wonders for my hair. I was really struggling badly with dandruff and things like that, and washing it less helped so much. It cuts down on the price of like all your hair stuff that you need to buy to control your mane. Like, you don't have to use it as much. I've seen the benefits of washing my hair less, and it's been amazing. And maybe I'll make a different video about that, because I know some people are kind of like creeped out. And there is like a process, like your scalp has to like readjust its oil levels and stuff once you stop washing it so often. But for me, I saw a huge difference in a good way. So yes, I only wash my hair once a week, sometimes even less. Like maybe sometimes I'll go like 9 or 10 days and just use a little bit of dry shampoo if it's getting too oily. But yeah, I like the way that my hair has responded to that, so I'm gonna just keep on doing that. Next question, why did you start a YouTube channel? I kind of addressed all of that in my first video when I started coming back onto YouTube. I kind of just basically wanted to help and maybe inspire you all with different hairstyles for long hair, and also kind of wanted to document different things if you were interested in getting into minimalism or organizing your life a little bit more. I just kind of wanted to be a help to people. So that's why I got back on YouTube, and I've been trying to make videos like every week. That doesn't always work out, but I really enjoy making videos. I enjoy actually the creative process of editing. When I first started several months ago, you can see a huge difference in my video making skills. I've learned everything from scratch, and it could be really time consuming and tedious, but overall I am a creative person, and it just helps my creativity. It's like my project, so I can make it anything that I want. And with what I have as far as editing software and things, like I still use my phone for everything. It's not 100% what I want, and I'm not as good as I can be, and hopefully will be someday when I can afford better equipment. But for now, I feel like it's decent content, and it's for you guys. It's for the subscriber. It's not just, you know, to pat myself on the back and be like, yeah, I'm an amazing creator on YouTube. Like, literally, the reason I keep making these videos is because I can see that it's making a positive impact for some people, and I enjoy bringing you all happiness, and I in turn enjoy getting happiness from the creative process. So that is why I am back on YouTube. Next question is, what are some of your hobbies? So if you've been watching the channel for any length of time, I obviously love to thrift. That's actually a hobby of mine, but with a more minimalistic mindset. I try to only buy things that are going to be used and not just like junk. So I love to thrift. I like doing outdoors things. I love to hike, but there's not really any hiking around me. So that's a huge bummer, but I like outdoors type things. I like, you know, hiking, walking through the woods, camping. That's something I feel like would be a hobby of mine if I could put that into that category. I actually really enjoy playing volleyball. I'm not good by any means. I am actually horrible and terrible, and you probably don't ever want me on your team because I'm just kind of spastic and crazy. But I really enjoy playing volleyball, and I actually was trying to like fine-tune my skills over the last 2 summers, and I feel like I've gotten okay. Like, I actually hit the ball over the net now, but I'm still not very good. And it's really just about being with my friends, I guess, and just having a good time and making memories. Like, just taking a net out to the park and ordering pizza is like one of my favorite things ever. So yeah, I enjoy playing volleyball. I really love to color. I know it sounds very juvenile and childish, but it's almost like going back to like the organization question. Coloring really just relaxes me and puts my mind at ease, and I can just be like, whew, like, it's just, I love coloring, and I love like my mental stress levels going down when I color. So I love to color. Right now I've been coloring in a Bible that my husband bought me actually like 2 birthdays ago, and I haven't had any time to color it until currently. So every night I've been trying to color a little bit more in there, and I'm just really enjoying it. It's not for anybody else to see. It probably looks so childish, but I love it. I loved it. I love to color. I love the Bible. Bam, 2 different things into one thing that I love. So yes, I love to color. So another hobby, I guess if you could call it that, is traveling with my husband. We have traveled to almost every single state together, and it has been a blast. I absolutely love it. I love traveling with him. It's just so much fun, and he's actually always the driver. Usually I hate driving, so he's basically like chauffeuring me around the entire country, and we eat amazing food and we take all of our kids with us, and it's just so much fun. I love to travel. Another thing that I really enjoy doing, I'm not sure if it's quite like a hobby or not, but I really enjoy singing. I don't think I have like an amazing voice or anything, and I have horrible stage fright. So if you ever catch me singing on a stage, it is literally because the Lord had put a song on my heart. I have zero stage presence, and I'm terrified of being like singing in front of everybody, like talking in front of people. Like public speaking is not my thing. So yeah, I really enjoy singing for the Lord and singing, you know, old gospel hymns or new Christian songs. I love singing. My husband plays the guitar. One of my favorite things ever is when he's strumming his guitar and I'm just harmonizing him. It's just, I don't know, I love it. I love to do that with him. It's definitely a pastime of ours, or hobby, I guess. I don't know for sure, but yeah. I don't know if it's considered a hobby or not, but I love meeting new people and making new friends. So, hi subscribers. I really enjoy just like having conversations with people where you really get to know them and you can find things that you have in common. And it's just building relationships with real people is so important to me, and I feel like it's so important for like our mental health, like that we have people that we actually interact with, that we enjoy interacting with. And even if it's just one, if you just have one really good friend, like there's nothing, like I feel like you can't trade all the social media platforms, you know, to trade that for a real human connection. So I don't know if it's considered a hobby or not, but I love meeting new people and making new friends. Another hobby of mine is that I love to learn more about things I'm passionate about. Like when I decided to get back into YouTube, I researched it and researched it and researched it, and I loved it. I loved learning about it. Another one would be like holistic health. I love learning natural remedies for things, just so that you can help your body to do what the Lord intended it to do using your immune system. So I love learning all the different techniques and things, and I definitely believe in doctors and everything else like that. But I feel like if you can help your child with an earache at 2 in the morning naturally, you know, if the doctor's office isn't even open, like that, you should know how to do that and implement that. And I also feel like a homemaker, like we should know different things like that to kind of help the family along in sick seasons. So that's something else I like to learn about. And Jesus, I love to learn more and more about Jesus. I study the Word of God. I literally will just sit there and read the Bible or pour over different sermons and things like that. I enjoy learning about the Lord and His love for us. It's just something that I'm passionate about. I wish that everybody could know Jesus like I know Him. It changed my life, and I think that's why I'm so passionate about it, is because it literally, like, Jesus changed my life, and I love knowing more about Him. And it's just amazing. It blows my mind. But yeah, like I've mentioned before, is I love spending time with friends. I don't know if that's a hobby or not, but one of my favorite things is when all of our friends come over and we're just sitting around in our living room drinking yummy warm beverages and laughing and joking and just kind of fellowshipping, I guess, around the Word. Like we talk about the sermon that we just heard or these scriptures we just read, and it's one of my favorite things ever. And then we talk about, you know, things that the Lord is doing for us or has done for us, and we just testify of the Lord. And it's just so wonderful to have friends like that and to be able to do that and open my home to people that want to also do that. It's just, yeah, I don't know if that's considered a hobby, but hanging out with my friends. I think that is pretty much everything that I had written down. This video is probably going to be ridiculously long. Yay for you if you stayed to the end. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. I'm going to wrap this video up. Thank you so much if you watched all the way to the end. Now you know a little bit more about me. I hope it wasn't boring. Like I said before, I'm kind of not that interesting. Again, to all the new subscribers and old, thank you so much for the support. It means a lot to me. Like all of you who comment and stuff, it literally just helps me to feel encouraged to keep on making more videos. Alrighty, so I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching and have a blessed rest of your day. Okay guys, I'm gonna leave you with my only secret hidden talent, and It's a secret, so don't tell anybody. I discovered this when I was younger, and I've shown only my closest friends this, but I'm gonna show you all in YouTube world my secret hidden talent. I have a very stretchy nose. I know, it's so weird, but I have really like stretchy skin, and my nose is just like, it just does its own thing. It's like very smushy, and it's probably gonna be a bad thing when I'm old. Yep, that's my hidden talent.